Hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Today we have game number 2 between Ninja and Vortex. If you have not seen game number 1, please click on the annotation below and it'll take you to that video, but if you're still around, I'm going to assume you have, and we're going to go ahead and jump in and introduce these players. This is, by the way, from IEM Singapore, the round of 16. So let's go ahead and introduce them. Spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom, we have the blue Zerg representing Team Frenetic Array. We have FreneticArray's Ninja, and he's going to be ninjing his way into game number 2 with actually being down one game, and it is of course a best of 5 series, so this could actually, it's impossible for this game to be the last game in the series, which actually makes me super excited because I'm so used to casting best of 3s. But we're going to see what kind of strategies he can pull out in this game, as he knows that his opponent, spawning up here in the top right-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom, representing Team Courant 3, is going to be Courant 3 Vortex. Vortex currently up one game, and I was about to say Ninja knows that his opponent was able to go for a very smart play in that last game, just constantly being up on those upgrades and realizing where his advantage lie. So he immediately went and said, you know what, as long as I can defend against any kind of early roach aggression, I'm going to have +3/+3 before my opponent, and I can make a timing push with Ultralisk as long as I can defend against any kind of early pushes with roaches, and maybe even another push with Roach Infestor. And he did a fabulous job doing exactly that, just fending off Ninja from even wanting to engage. And with that, he was able to take that game very convincingly. So we're going to see how game number 2 is going to play out. And we do end up seeing mirror builds coming out from both of these players as spawning pools go down, and looks like this is going to be a little bit different from game number 1, as both those players in game number 1 went for hatch first, then spawning pool. In this game, they're going to go spawning pool, then hatch, and I think it's not a big deal. It doesn't really make a huge difference in terms of the build orders. I mean, for the most part, it's irrelevant anyways, because both these players are doing completely mirrored builds. Well, one kind of interesting note is the fact that Ninja went for a slightly faster gas, and that's going to allow him to get up that Zergling speed a little bit longer. And of course, Vortex is known as the slow ling king, as he just stays on slow lings for a little bit longer than a lot of other players. Almost reminds you of Spanishiwa, which is kind of funny because Spanishiwa completely not from Spain, and of course Vortex from Spain. But I mean, we didn't actually see that style in game number 1. We actually saw a relatively fast gas from Vortex in game number 1. So I'm curious to see if Vortex is going to be going for that style, as we see that no gas has been taken. He's already gone out that queen just for that first initial larva injection. Of course, Ninja doing the same. But of course, Ninja has that gas being built up, and he has a 100 gas. He could start recharging that Zergling speed right about now, and we're going to have to wait and see. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? I expect he's probably going to do it. There we go, and there's the Zergling speed going down, and still no Zergling speed coming down from Vortex. So I feel like he's really going to be living up to his name in this situation, where he's just going to be delaying that Zergling speed, and that does actually allow him to get a little bit more additional mineral mining early on. As you have to remember, it's not just the cost of those 3 drones mining gas for a little bit, it's also the cost of the 1 drone that you'll never ever get back. And I mean, that is a very big initial investment. You're basically sacrificing 4 drones in the early game just to get up that gas for the Zergling speed. And we actually see a little bit of a mistake in mining an extra 16 gas from Ninja, so maybe just might be a little bit annoyed by game number 1, playing not exactly to his fullest potential. But we actually see, ooh, interesting style. Vortex going for 2 very, similarly timed gases, and that's going to allow him to build up a large amount of gas very quickly. Oh my god, we might actually see a very big roach timing attack, as we see the roach one going down relatively early actually for Vortex. As I mean, he's completely skipping Baneling Nest. He's not really making a huge number of Zerglings. We can see the total Zergling count out on the map for Vortex is exactly 0. And of course, he has a Spine Crawler. So, I mean, he's just looking to defend against any kind of big early Zergling aggression. And in the meanwhile, oh my god, Ninja, what on earth are you doing? He's trying to ninja this 3rd expansion, but I'm really curious to see how well that's going to work out for him, because I feel like Vortex is going to be able to start pumping roaches very soon off of these two gas geysers, as well as some zerglings, and hit a very strong time attack. We actually see the zerglin coming in, though. He's going to scout the roach warren. He's going to scout both of those two gas guys, and he should actually know what is up. We're going to have to wait and see if he's going to allow this third hatchery to actually finish up, or if he's going to feel safe just trying to defend it with pure zergling. We actually see the first roaches on their way. We see another spine crawler being built for Ninja. I feel like that's going to be a wise decision. We see a roach warren of his own going to be built up, but he is only money off that one gas geyser. Going to be getting the second gas geyser over at the natural expansion. So we're going to see, is that going to be enough? Will he have enough roaches actually defend? We are going to end up seeing no roaches being produced just quite yet. He needs to build up that gas count for those roaches to be produced. And oh my god, producing a round of 7 roaches. I mean, maybe I am the one completely misreading this, but I feel like Vortex is going to be able to hit a very strong timing with these roaches that are going to be popping out. And I mean, considering the fact that he does have that early roach, production, and I mean, there's going to be an early third base out from Ninja, and even though Vortex is getting up his own third, he can still push across the map with these roaches. And what is Ninja's response going to be? We end up seeing 28 zerglings falling behind these roaches for Vortex. Oh my god, this aggression is going to get insane, and Ninja is only basically defending with a handful of zerglings and these 2 spine crawlers. How on earth is he going to defend this third? How on earth is he going to defend the natural for that point? Actually, we see the roaches coming, and they're immediately going to focus fire down this spine crawler. The other spine crawler should go down very soon, but it looks like the drones are going to say, you know what, I'm going to try and take as much damage as possible. He needs to survive this, but look at all of those zerglings streaming in for Vortex. I mean, as if it wasn't enough that Vortex had the lead in the roach count, he also has the lead in the zergling count at this point, so the defender's advantage is really going to be working for Ninja, but that's pretty much the only advantage he has, as we can actually see the roach count has been completely diminished for Ninja. The zerglings are actually going to be able to stream straight inside of Ninja's base, and I'm not sure if Ninja is going to be able to hold it. It looks like Vortex is actually going to take game number 2 at this point, as he's just strongly taking this entire army of Ninja apart. But it looks like Ninja is starting to just pull together some of those forces. He's starting to pull together the necessary defenses to actually take out these roaches. But look at this. At the same time, you have to remember Vortex already has his third reestablished, and look at how much damage that Vortex has been able to do. This done to take out so many of these units, and at the same time, I mean, he's already up at a good 8 drones. He's already started that lair tech, and I mean, it looks like a Ninja actually surprisingly able to get his own lair tech up in the midst of all this, as well as a +1 missile attack. So wow, I might actually have been underestimating Ninja's situation right here. I mean, he is down a bit in drones, and we can even see another 7 drones going to be coming out for Vortex, so he's going to be looking to sustain that advantage. But I mean, Ninja not maybe as far behind as I initially would have thought, and Ninja really does have a bit of a timing attack that he can hit, maybe with the +1 missile attack, as well as Galileo Reconstitution finishing up. That Galileo Reconstitution will mean that he can actually move his roaches into position, get the better concaves in the situation, but I just don't think he has enough roaches over here to actually deal with Vortex's roaches, especially if he tries to engage at this ramp over here. I mean, that's going to be so ugly. And I mean, Ninja knows it right now. He's going to go ahead and retreat, and he has to be a bit careful because those zerglings can start to pick away at some of those other roaches. And look at this. We actually have Vortex's roaches, despite the fact that they do not have Galileo Reconstitution, able to put on a little bit of pressure. And oh my god, those zerglings are actually doing quite a substantial amount of picking away at those roaches, able to pick off a good 2 of them. So a nice another win there for Vortex, and Vortex just showing how strong this massive roach style could be, even though he's down in upgrades in this game. He's just saying, you know what, this game I'm not going to be upping upgrades, I'm just going to be up in the number of roaches. And look at this, he's going to be able to put on some good pressure over here. The drones trying to make their way and try and get a good surround on some of these reinforcing roaches, but it looks like the concave is favoring Ninja. That is going to be one of the very big things he's going to need in this, as he also has those reinforcing roaches coming in. But look at this, Vortex looking like he might actually be able to take this engagement, but no, the concave just proving a little bit too strong. But in the queen actually also helping out for Ninja, he might actually be able to clean this up. But what is this? This battle is just completely back and forth, and it looks like Vortex able to take the advantage in that engagement. And I mean, there are a couple of roaches even coming out of this hatchery. They're going to be unfortunately picked off as soon as they pop. Unfortunately, no, it looks like instead it looks like Vortex just wants to snipe off that third, and that's going to be such a strong play. He can just go ahead and retreat as long as he just leaves maybe 1 or 2 roaches to just die and delay these other roaches from actually being able to pick off too many of Vortex's own roaches. He should be in a good position as look at this. He's going to build up some smart calls. I really like that decision as he knows how far ahead he's going to be in economy. As long as he can survive in this game, the longer he can survive in this game, the better position Vortex is going to be in at this situation. I mean, he has a 20 drone lead, and here we go. Ninja is going to try and get up that ramp, but just not able to get up the position that he wants. He's choked over at that ramp, and Vortex knows it. Now it looks like Ninja is going to try and make his way over to this third base, but look at this. The spine crawler is going to be finishing up. Is it going to be enough? Does Ninja have enough to push up? And no, the answer is no. He cannot push up, and now he's going to be down at that base. He's going to have to try and reestablish that third. He's going to be down 20 workers, 25 workers at this point. And I mean, what can he do? The infestation pit is delayed. His worker count is behind. His roach count is behind. The only thing he really has going in his favor is that upgrade count. And we can actually see that Vortex is going to be finishing up that +2 missile attacks very soon. And +1 carapace, of course, is starting for Ninja, but I mean, how long is that upgrade advantage going to last? Not very long. He's not going to have +1 carapace for this engagement. And in the meanwhile, Vortex just finishing up that +2 weapons very soon. But it looks like Ninja holding that concave. He's going to try and defend right here. If he cannot hold off this aggression, he is most assuredly going to lose game number 2. And that's going to put Vortex up 2-0 in this best of 5 series. He needs to get this win so that he is not going to have to win 3 games in a row. It is so difficult to come back from that kind of disadvantage, but it looks like Vortex is not going to have any of it. He says, you know what? I want this win. I deserve this win. I outplayed you this game, and give me this one. Get out of this game. I'm going to take out your natural expansion, and you know what? What is that going to mean? That's going to mean that even with his 3rd expansion finishing up, there's not going to be any larva coming out from that natural expansion. There's not even going to be much larva coming out from this 3rd expansion just because, I mean, the queen isn't over there to even do the larva injects. How the heck is Ninja going to be able to come back in this game? Okay, yes, his +1 carapace is going to be finishing up in a good 40 seconds. I'm not even sure if it's going to come in to play for this next engagement with the investors popping out for Vortex. He's going to have enough energy for those fungal growths to even say, you know what, you're not even allowed to leave. At this point, I have more roaches than you, and I'm just going to kill off these remaining roaches. And with that, I think that Ninja is going to have to GG. The concave actually favoring Ninja by some miracle, but it doesn't matter. GG gets called out by Ninja, and that's going to spell an end to game number 2. So thank you so much for tuning in as I mean, I was just really astounded by Vortex's phenomenal play. Now, you know, for a while there, I thought that Ninja was going to have that advantage. I thought he was going to be able to push or be able to defend against that aggression from Vortex. But, I mean, Ninja was just not able to defend. It looks like he actually got a bit of a misread on the situation and ended up falling quite a bit behind after that first push from Vortex, and Vortex was able to just get that drone lead, get up that faster not faster third expansion, but he was able to get up his 3rd expansion behind all that and managed to pull the economic lead just by getting drone kills with all that early roach aggression. And I mean, it really worked out for him. So from that point on, Vortex was just ahead, and he just did a magnificent job holding that lead. And really goes to show you what it means for a player to actually hold an advantage throughout an entire game that you get early on. I mean, with game number 1 and game number 2. So, I mean, Ninja has to find some kind of answer for this. He either has to find an answer for this by having a very strong early game and really just trying to take out Vortex with some kind of early game aggression, maybe with Zergling Baneling, or he has to just try and rethink it and rework his late game. And that's at least my opinion on this. So, you know what? My opinion is completely irrelevant because we're going to see what Ninja's opinion is on this game number 3 that we're going to be jumping into very soon. So hopefully you guys will check that out. It should be in the annotation in the bottom right hand corner. So please check that out. And with that said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in game number 3.